Good after. Can I have the mouse for a second? I got to clear the chat.
Yeah, let me fix it.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Trending Thursday. My name is Glenn, Senior Stock Market Strategist for VectorVest. Glad to be here. Glad to have you here. If you can hear me, by all means, please respond in the affirmative, preferably with VV Nation, and let me know that I am coming across loud and clear. Greg says MU, ouch. And MU, for the most part, beat earnings and beat revenue. It was the forward guidance. That's the one thing that we don't have when we talk about what we think is going on with a stock. Thank you, Bill. I'm just, we got no indicator for it. We got no forward guidance indicator. So they beat nicely on both earnings and on revenue. It was just a forward guidance, and that, I still think that Micron is a good company. So it's one of the stocks on my list today. As you know, what we do here, we look at what's going on in the news. We look at how the news could affect us as investors in the market. And then we go look at some of your stocks. Today's session, I'm going to look at how you manage the stocks that you're currently in. So when we get to the point where I'm asking for your individual stocks, all right, I'm saying this now, more and more people are coming into the room right now. I'm going to ask from this vantage point, what stocks are you guys holding that you want guidance on how to manage those stocks? All right. Don't type them in the room now, but that's the vantage point that I'm going to be looking at today when we look at your stocks. It seems like from our product support people, that you guys are having a hard time understanding how to manage stocks. And then you want to say, well, Glenn didn't say how to get out of like Nvidia or something like that. So from that, I want to ask, and because if I'm not doing the job right, then I need to change how I talk about stocks. Do you guys feel I do enough to walk you through how to manage positions when we talk about them? Yes or no? All right. Do you think I do enough to talk about how to manage positions? Yes or no? Because if the majority of you start saying no, then I need to probably change up how I go through this. But, Boston was relaying to me earlier today that there were a couple of people who think that we don't do enough of that. And, I always try. Sometimes you go on vacation. What does that have to do with me going on vacation? But I try very hard. If I can talk about a stock and tell you how I may like it, I think it's just as important to walk through how to manage those positions, like an Nvidia. All right. So when I look at your stocks today, I want to make sure that I am doing the best job that I can to help you walk through. All right. I never took profit on Nvidia. I was at 28% return and never sold. Now I still own them, bought 50 shares at 109. Should I continue to hold? Henry, I'm a big fan of, I'm never going to dollar cost average down. All right. Make sure you mention stop losses for the newbies. You got it. I am not ever one to buy a stock as it's going down. In my estimation, even if it's a good stock, I'm losing money on the trade that I don't need to. All right. I'm losing money on the trade that I don't need to. That's another reason why I don't buy a stock when it's going down. I will never buy a stock. I don't care if it's Apple, if it's Nvidia or whatever. I'm never going to buy a stock on the way down. I'd rather buy the stock as it's running, whether I can get in early or not, or just take advantage of the run up. That's where I'd rather be. And you know what it does? It puts me in a better winning situation than to take on a losing position that can continue to lose for me. A lot of guys and gals get caught up in that, man, this stock is great. If I liked it at 200, I'm going to like it at 190. I'm going to go buy more. But if I liked it at 190, I'm going to like it at 180. I'm going to buy more. And now what you're doing is you're putting money behind the trade and it's losing money from the onset. So I never, there you go, Clyde, never chase a trade. I'm never tracing a trade, but I'm going to take what the market gives me. I've seen your examples for particular stocks. Maybe a quick explanation looking for key levels of support resistance for doing your own analysis on when to get in and get out. You know something? I think I'm going to create a layout in the graphs specifically called managing stocks. I like that idea, and I'm going to teach you guys how to build that layout. I'm going to teach you how to build that layout called for managing stocks. So we'll see. All right. Ben says, yes, more so recently with the use of the star method. What the hell is it called? The star search does a great job of getting you in and out of stocks at the right time too. And I think it's visually better good. Patricia, better good. I said that. Patricia says, I'm with VectorVest for 3 years and I guess you're excellent. For new people, VectorVest can be confusing in the beginning. Thank you for that, Patricia. All right. So let's look at the home page. You're looking at a lot of yellow. Like a lot of yellow means what? Cautious. This is a time to be tightening stops right here. So the first step in managing your positions is looking at the color guard. A lot of yellow means I'm not going out and just panic selling. I'm not going out and panic buying. When a lot of yellow, caution, yellow light means slow down. Yellow light means slow down unless you're in New York where we were just at. That means speed up before the light turns red. But yellow lights, slow down, tighten stops. Let the stock come to you. All right, let the stock come to you. I got the primary wave down. I've got the underlying trend or the MTI down. You know, there's nothing super good going on in the market right now. Let me explain to you why that is. Let's go to, not stories. Where am I looking for, Joey? I'm looking for the program. There we go. This is it in a nutshell. This is the market. Oh, by the way, you notice my little ticker at the top? Joey thought it was a good idea going forward, the stocks that are in the list that I'm talking about for the day, to put it up in that ticker so that we can see what stocks are moving and where they're going. These are some of my stocks that I like, with the exception of EXC, but Nvidia is up there. AMD is up there. The Dow is up there. The spiders are up there. I think that's a good piece of the product that you can keep on your software at all time. I learned how to be patient and also how to take profit, even though I don't listen all the time, but I'm trying to listen a lot. Amir, you know something? I'm going to give you an applause for that. I got to find it. I'm going to give you an applause for that because you were at least honest. You were at least honest, you know? So I put that up. I got to give you applause for that. I noticed VectorVest does not promote stocks for long-term 5 years. We've got a lot of stocks, especially if you listen to Jim Penna. Jim Penna talks about our long-term stocks, but he's the manager of retirement. So we do talk about long-term 5-year stocks. Absolutely. All right. So it all depends. And right now on this channel, we look at a lot more short-term stuff. We look at a lot of news-driven stuff, that kind of thing. Glenn, you said very exactly how to get out of Nvidia. Thank you, Niles. I just, where's XROF? Stop, Steve. XROF is never going to be up there. Ever. Never. Well, you should never say never, but it ain't going up there no time soon. How about that? Glenn, did you say hedge your Nvidia positions? I said that on more than one occasion. That's one way to do so. I totally got out of it because I was playing the ETF. I was playing the 2-time leveraged ETF. So I got out of the trade. But I knew what I was looking for. And a lot of people in the room was asking me, what are you looking for? I've had stops on my Nvidia trade. And everybody trades a little differently. But also, if you put it into the star search, it was giving me the idea it was time to get out of it as well. But I believe in Nvidia for the long term. Part of me does not want to sell. I'm not down any money. So Henry, if that's the case, I would think about buying a protective put or sell a covered call against it. I don't want you to take the full brunt of the stock moving down. All right. Jazz says Chewy isn't up there because it wasn't one of my favorite stocks. So that's why it's not up there. Alar is up 22% today. I know I got some flack last week about somebody saying that they didn't like what I talked about Alarm. Listen, a lot of people in this room made a lot of money in Alarm. If you made money in ALAR, type a 1 in the room. Woo, Lou, thank you. All right, hold on. So I got to do this now. Joey said if I get a super chat, I got to look at it now, right? Gonna look at.
Not Joey said. We talked about it in the meeting.
No, Joey said. Walmart, WMT, and CLS. All right, WMT and CLS. I look at them right away. WMT. Yep, Joey told me to. Joey twisted my arm and said, I better do it. All right, so we got a super chat. I'm going to look at it right now. Thank you for the super chat. Type the ones in the room, please, for the super chat. I love that. All right, Shopify, 3-month graph, star search, getting back into the fast lane. Would I buy it today or will I wait for confirmation tomorrow? Preferably, I'd like to wait for confirmation tomorrow. Preferably, I'd like to wait for confirmation tomorrow. But I'm looking at it trade today, trading at the session highs. And you know something? If you want to get in it today, go 12 cents higher than the high. Last time it got up there into the fast lane, it made some money. Last time short term. But I like the move from the low, steadily moving higher. All right, so I do like the move. I'd like to wait for confirmation tomorrow. But if not, you know something? Again, it's trading right at session highs. If you can get in 12 cents higher than the high, I like that. Neil says buy 1/3 instead of putting it on a full position. That's not a bad play either. That's on Shopify. Let's go look at Walmart. 1, you know I'm not going to buy on a down day. 2, if I'm in the trade right now, notice that it did go into the middle lane. I would have taken half off of Walmart here. It got back in. That's great. If you're in it, leave it alone. Tell you what I'd like for you to look at. Look at this low right here. All right. If you're already in it and you haven't gotten out here, look at this level. I'm going to give you a hard line in the sand. 67.21. 67.21 would be my hard line in the sand. Not only will it be in the middle lane, but it will have gone lower than the previous day's low. That is my line in the sand. That is my line in the sand on Walmart. If it doesn't get there, you're fine. All right, half off of 1/3. What's half off of 1/3? That's math. I'm not doing that. All right, and the last one you gave me, woof. Nice move on CLS. Nice move today on CLS, but I definitely would wait for it to get back into the fast lane. It is in the middle lane solidly. It's in the middle lane solidly. I do like the day today, but I'd wait for it to get into the fast lane before I do it again. All right, there you go. 1/6. Thank you, Janice. Listen, everybody's you all know when it comes down to math, I ain't the guy. I'm not the guy. I am so not the guy. All right, but thank you for that. 1/6. Bill, Janice, and Ramor all told me 1/6. Chewy did a quick jump today. I was slow on the pump. Yeah, hold on. Tell you, it's a good thing. It's a good thing I like you, Jazz. CHWY. All right, it's in the ticker now. It's in the ticker now. We'll see what's going on. We're your backup, Glenn. Thank you, Ramor. Okay, math nerds, not me, not the girl. Listen, Sharon says, okay, math nerds, me, not the girlie. I'm not the guy. I'm not it. So CLS, again, thank you for the super chat. And Joey is right. We did talk about this in our meeting that as soon as we get a super chat, the super chat stocks go right away. They go right away. Roaring Kitty, did he do his thing talking about the 3 stocks that were going to make you millionaires by the end of the year? Something like that. Did he do that already? Was Chewy one of them? Sigh. Listen, Chewy's in the list. Gosh darn it. CHWY. Chewy's is not in my list today. Yeah, no. I'm not touching Chewy. I'm not touching Chewy. What the flying Jazz? I am so mad at you right now. Why did you make me even look at this stock? I'm not touching that. You're gonna turn Chewy into a meme stock. Did he talk about it? Scott, did Roaring Kitty talk about it? He had a
talked about it on YouTube. He hasn't had any videos or live streams since that one on the 7th.
Oh, Robin Hood is okay. Is that what it is? I'm not touching that. Look at all that give back. Yes, it's in the fast lane, but look at all that was artificially driven. I'm not touching that. I took profits on Ship and Alar because of you. I appreciate your insights. Thank you for that, Kathy. I appreciate that. Nike earnings aftermarket. Henry, we'll take a look at that as one of your stocks today. All right, we'll take a look at that as one of your stocks. So super chats came in. We did those right on the fly. And that ugly one that Jazz made me do. I'm so mad at you, Jazz, that you made me take time to go look at that. I'm going to put you in timeout. Jazz, that's what I'm going to do. Jazz, you're going to be my official first person on YouTube to put in timeout. You just got put in timeout for that. Janice says, I'm not in the hymns, but it is a ticker. So interesting. I have to apologize to Janice. Janice sent me an email yesterday. I blame Janice for making me put hymns into the list. I still don't think it's a GLP drug. I don't think it's a GLP drug. I think that it's running off of the coattails of Novo Nordisk. All right, that's what it is. And I blame Janice for putting it in there, but I have to apologize. Janice, here's your public apology. Mark knows all about timeout. He is frequently in timeout in the Jockey Club. Frequently. Blame me when I was not here to defend myself. Well, that's the best time to blame somebody. That's the best time. That's the best time to blame someone, Janice. All right, so Jazz is in timeout. All right, stories that are affecting the news. Fed Bostic expects one rate cut, but here's this. Now, this is the first person I've heard say this, but as many as 4 in 2025. I think that the cuts that they were going to get, I know Janice, but I know. I think I'm waiting to start to see more chatter on multiple rate cuts in 2025. All right, so one of the Fed people did say it here, but I don't know how many other people have said that. Next story, Amazon. Holy smokes, Amazon, $2 trillion reach. They're getting up there with Microsoft, Apple, Nvidia. Who else is in the running at 2 trillion? Anybody? Is Amazon strongly number 4? Yes or no? I have not looked at market cap recently. Is Amazon strongly entrenched as number 4 as far as market cap? Yes or no? Anybody? Amazon is long-term hold for me. I think Amazon's a good play. Meta. Oh, Meta is in front of Amazon's G-Money. Again, I could look at the list, but I'm figuring you guys can have my back on this. But 2 trillion, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of market cap. It's a lot. So I like Amazon. Amazon's on the list today. Wall Street analysts say that the slide in Micron is a buying opportunity for AI play. How many of you agree with that? I don't think Micron's a bad play. All right. I don't think Micron's a bad play. I think that it was the forward guidance. It was the forward guidance that hurt them. Mark is right. 2 trillion doesn't go as far as it used to. You remember when Apple hit 1 trillion and the investing world lost its mind saying, oh my gosh. And now, companies are pushing 3 trillion. I'm thinking that Nvidia might be the first one that pushes 4 trillion. Meta is 1.3. Oh, then no. All right, Amazon's ahead of them. All right, then Amazon's ahead of them. If Meta's at 1.3, Amazon's at 2. CLS, CAMT, John Witt, all moving up now. Thank you with that, John. All right, so 2 trillion doesn't go as far as it used to. So interesting. MU beat on both. They got a double beat, but going down because of forward guidance. Here's another story, and a lot of people feel that this run is over. Rivian says lower cost second generation EVs to help him push for profitability. Rivian, and I'm a big believer that the top 2 purveyors of electric vehicles is Boyd and Tesla. You do notice that I put Tesla behind Boyd. I think that if they haven't already, Boyd, well, in China, they're putting out more cars than Tesla. Problem is with Boyd, they're primarily in China. They're trying to get their cars out to the EU. I don't think, and I'll say this, I don't think that we start selling Boyd cars in the US. I don't think so. I think that with all of the sanctions that we've got against China about this, that, and the other thing, I don't think that we ever get any Boyd vehicles in the US. Daddy Pooh, oh my gosh. And Aaron, I keep saying to myself, I surely hope that you are female. I just do. Anyway, I'm doing well though. I think that the Volkswagen Rivian thing was good for both. Volkswagen is under some pressure as far as you look at their stock, but it was big for Rivian, and the big investment in Rivian by Volkswagen, I think, serves both of them well. We'll see how this plays out. We'll see how this plays out. Strange. Didn't we look at Oracle yesterday? I don't know if it changed a whole lot between yesterday and today. Just shared the Reddit. Hopefully you get more likes. Did you really, Sharon? Oh, I don't. Hey, Joey, do the Reddit people like us? I don't know.
I don't know either.
Huh?
I don't know either.
Okay. But thank you for that, Sharon. I'm hoping that more people get from Reddit to over here to see what's going on. I'm not saying nothing bad about Reddit. Just not doing it. Just not doing it. All right. So I'm keeping my eyes on the Volkswagen Rivian story. I'm looking to see how it does play out. They're both on my radar. Just for you, Strange. Hold on. ORCL. ORCL. Guess what? Just for you, Strange, I just put Oracle on the ticker. So now you'll see it on the ticker. We'll keep our eye. Oracle is not telling me that how much it's gone up or not, but Oracle is now on the ticker. Sorry I missed. Did you say no to Hood? I haven't looked at Hood yet. I like you and I like your advice. Thank you, Alna. I appreciate that. All right, let's go to the next story. Nvidia. And this is what's going on with Nvidia. I told you I got out of my Nvidia trade, my NVDL, which was either 1.5 or 2 times leverage ETF. But this is Nvidia, with it being in the spotlight, everybody and their mama is throwing in some kind of target price, whether it's up or down. And I think that's confusing people in regards to Nvidia. I still think Nvidia is the hottest stock on the planet. It does make sense that it did pull back. Can't go up forever. That's just not the way it goes. It's going to pull back. Some of you are still holding it long term. I would not like for you to take a big hit on a big pullback on it. Be protective about it or sell it and wait for a better buying opportunity. If it's going to go down, buy at a lower price. Excuse me. If it's going to go down, buy it at a lower price. That's the way I look at it. All right. But I still like them long term, but I don't want to hold through a big pullback on it without some protection. A pickup in volatility, talking about big stocks should favor Magnificent Seven stocks, momentum trade, Wolf Research. I'm keeping my eyes on, the Magnificent Seven stocks have done extremely well this year. Pickup in volatility, fear of missing out, all of those things, I think could be a good thing for Magnificent Seven stocks. Again, we'll look at that, watch that portfolio today. This is all about what I have to apologize to Janice about. Hims, hers down 6% following a report on weight. Now, there's some stuff in here. Hims, hers has been on a tear since May 20th. Because it's going to sell the cheaper compound of this that from Novo Nordisk. All right, Wegovy, 2 doctors, are hawking maybe, look at that, Hims and hers are hawking may be inferior to or not as effective as the brand name versions. That's not going to be good for Hims. That's not going to be good for Hims. Is there a great deal of day trading on Nvidia? Right now, to the downside, if you're going to play Nvidia right now, be back and forth. You know something? One day when Nvidia is up, I'll play the NVDL. But when it's down, I play the NVDQ. That's the kind of market we're in, and that's what's going on from a volatility standpoint on Nvidia. All right? That's what I think is going on. Bash the like button. You heard Janice. Oh boy. Or else, you heard, or else you'll get a visit. Holy smokes. Janice is, the compound, it means it's like the generic. That's not good news for them, though. If a doctor is saying that the generic versions of what they're putting out is not as effective, that's going to hurt Hims. Spokesperson point out to Seeking Alpha on the post. We rely on the healthcare providers on the platform to determine the best solution for their patients, even if that solution isn't available on his and hers. That's going to be, I want to keep my eyes on that. Visa will digitize credit cards. Ain't my credit card digitized? How many of you use the swipe feature or the wireless feature when you go pay for your goods with your credit card? How many of you use the tap? There it is. Use the tap. I use the tap. That's pretty digitalized. That's what I think. I use the tap. I don't swipe nothing no more. I don't swipe nothing no more. I have a question on Lilly and SMCI and Nvidia. Lilly is my best stock in Lilly is my best stock in the GLP-1 space. SMCI has gotten beaten up. I think it's got room to start to move back up, and Nvidia I think is still a power play. I still think that Nvidia is still a power play. If you use Apple Pay, Eugene, if you use Apple Pay, you tap the dancer. I don't do those kind of things. I'm a happily married man. I don't be doing that stuff anymore. Way back in the days, there was a time for that. All right, so I'm not doing that. Holy smoke. Haas does still swipe. I don't. John says, Lilly Novo, I have done really well thanks to VectorVest and Glenn talking about them way back. Yeah, those are my two favorite stocks in the GLP-1 space. Palantir, you guys know I love me some Palantir, but wait for a better entry point. I've been doing that off and on. I strictly use Star Search to play Palantir. I think that's the only way to play it. I think that Palantir is going to be a great stock. It's going to be the Nvidia of data. I think that Palantir is going to be the Nvidia of data. You know, you got companies like Snow and a couple of other companies, but Palantir and Snow at the forefront. And I think that Palantir is a much, much better play than just Snow on its own. So, but if you're going to play Palantir, of which I do not own right now, but I would definitely look at Star Search to know when to get in it. Palantir is my wheel strategy stock. I'm half deaf. I need him to yell at me. I'm not yelling anymore today. Nope, I'm not yelling anymore. I'm still mad at that. I'm still mad that you make me put that stock in there. So that's why you're in timeout. No is, can't, that's not nice, Robert, or Rob. You can't say that's not nice. All right, let's go to the next. Lockheed Martin, the aerospace and defense stock, another contract, $534 million. Another contract. Seems like every week they get a new contract. All right. Wow. Jazz just told me to suck it up, Buttercup. Really, Jazz? Wow. All right. I don't even know what Q2 is. I haven't the slightest idea what that is. John, give me that stock when I go look at your stocks. All right. Glenn, what is the meaning of a power play? It's a really good stock, Bashir. It's just another way of saying a really strong stock. That's all. Voyager Space, a global leader in space exploration, today announced a strategic partnership. Wow. And I didn't even see that, Mark. Telling you, Palantir gets a lot of hype. That hype, those contracts haven't turned into real money yet. That's the problem with Palantir. But they've got contract on top of contract. Thank you for that, Mark, by the way. Contract on top of contract on top of contract. This is an EV company that I do like, Bluebird. Why? Because they make school buses. They make school buses. I do like this play. Up 160% in the past year, 100% year to date. Bluebird delivered record earnings and revenue in quarter 22 to 24, with EV sales up 56%. And they raised their guidance. If this is not on your watch list of stocks to take a look at, what is it? BLDB? If this is not on your stocks, on your watch list, it needs to be. It needs to be. You heard it here first from your Uncle Glenn. All right. This is a stock. 56%. Kids got to go to school in their electric buses. I love this play. We'll look at that stock. Next story. SoftBank Group launches an AI healthcare joint venture with Tempest AI. somebody in the Jockey Club brought that to my attention. Guess what? We track it in the VectorVest system. This is a stock that I'm going to keep my eyes on. I'm not full bore on it yet because it's a brand new company. But anything that's got AI in it it's got to be something that you got to keep your eyes on. Remorse says, show me the money or 2-man short, John. What the flying flip is that, Remore? Yeah. Why do y'all talk in cryptic terms sometimes and I can't understand what y'all saying? I don't know. Sigh. It's a good thing I got my hair cut. Man, Mark Blake, our vice president of marketing, sent out an email before we went to New York saying everybody's got to be groomed. I thought he was strictly talking to me, but I made sure I got rid of all of the beard stuff. My wife said, why did you get rid of the beard? I said, I'll grow it again in the fall. But I had to be groomed. Palantir is a favorite to play options on because it jumps around a lot. Volatility could be a good play on an option. It'll definitely help you determine whether or not you want to be a buyer or seller of the option. Glenn, what website are you on? This one is investing.com. This is investing.com. A lot of my other websites really are, which I like them. Oh, what did just, oh, no, I didn't mean to do that. Where am I? I am a big fan of Seeking Alpha. We pay for looking at Seeking Alpha. All right, another stock that caught, which was this? Oh yeah, so we're gonna look at that. Another stock that caught my attention in the Jockey Club this morning was this Barfresh. Any of you know about Barfresh? Type of 1 if you do, type of 2 if you do not. Any of you know about Barfresh? Type of 1 if you do, type of 2 if you do not. This is a stock that caught my attention. Once you look at this, once you look at, hi Deborah Ann, once you look at this graph, you're going to be like, holy smokes, a lot of 2s, good. So I'm bringing something new to the table when it comes, I like to try to do that as best I can. There was only one story that came out like yesterday. They reelected all of their board members, reelection of the board members. Shareholders also approved the first amended and restated equity incentive plan. I don't know what that means, which is good, bad, or indifferent. Barfresh, headquartered in Los Angeles, operates under the manufacturing organization sector and is incorporated in Delaware, blah, 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 blah. All right, we're going to take a look at this stock. Once you see that stock, you're going to be like, say what? You're going to be just like that. All right, I'm telling you. And if you don't do like, say what, something's wrong with you. All right, ooh, what did I just do? Okay, program. Let's go look at my list today. All right, let's look at all of the stocks that made the news. Watch list viewer, go to trending Thursday. That's not the one I wanted. Trending Thursday, no, there we go. Let's go to the big news. All right. So a lot of people, let's start off with that Barfresh. Notice that by way of VST, it's nicely up there on the list. Now, this is more of a speculative play, okay? Way overvalued, fundamentally not sound. All right. So you're like, well, why are you looking at this? Well, look at the earnings growth, even for a stock that's not fundamentally sound. Double-digit earnings growth, and look at the sales growth, blowing the earnings growth out the door. It's in an uptrend, high VST. I love that the sales growth outweighs the earnings growth. But wait, there's more. All right. That's an intraday graph. Let's go to a 3-month graph. Look at that. Look at that. After the pinch on Star Search, look at that. So it's definitely something I want you to keep your eyes on. It's in the food, beverage, soft drink, like Celsius, all right, or Pepsi or Coca-Cola or something like that. I am very interested in keeping my eyes on this stock. All right, I like the graph. I like the pinch. I like the break. Total employees for Barfresh is 13. Thank you, Eugene. Now, remember I showed you, Eugene, just showed you that it is a speculative play. It doesn't have good upside and it doesn't have good safety. This is a speculative play that could put some money in your pocket. But how would you manage this stock? Looking at Star Search, if it falls into the middle lane, knowing that it's so speculative. In this case, if the stock closed in the middle lane, I'm pulling the trigger and getting out of the stock. Does everybody understand what I just said? Yes or no? Does everybody understand what I just said? Yes or no? Let's go look at the volume. Oh, that's tough too. But I'm looking at today, 94. What is the basis that I'm looking for? And I look for average volume, about 100,000 shares. This is about 94,000. And Neil says, not for me. And you know something? I'm all right with that, Neil. Oh, there's no judgment here. This is a possible, could be a multi-bagger. I say that, just take that with a grain of salt. Just take that with a grain of salt. It doesn't have all of the aspects that I'm looking for in a multi-bagger play, but it's in a space that's doing halfway decently and the stock is doing well. This is a speculative play. This is not a long-term play. And if I'm managing this stock, it would strictly be off of the star search layout. I'm laying that all out now before somebody comes back and, well, he said, I walked you through what this would be. Yes, but would you get into it now? I'd make sure on the day that I buy it that it's moving up. Today, I'd look at 5 cents higher than the high. I don't know if it's going to hit that, but I don't know if I would buy it today unless it got 5 cents higher than the high. The high is 428. I may be looking at 433. I'd look at 433 to get into it. And right now we're at 405. I probably wouldn't get into today. I probably would not get into it today. Hey, Mr. Glenn, do you think that those two old farts talking would be put volatile? Yeah, no. Listen, I am not going to say that the debate's going to have a big effect on the market. I think there's too many other things that'll have a much bigger effect on the market than the debate. All right? Glenn wants a job with bar search. No, I don't. All right? But I'm being honest with you in regards to it. It is a speculative play. That it is a speculative play. All right? All right, so I wanted to look at that. Let's go look at all of the other ones real quick. Time is at 2:37. Sigh. Let's go look at these real quick. Nvidia, I wouldn't be in it right now. I'd wait for it to get back into the fast lane. That's it in a nutshell. Which is why, again, I was already out of my NVDL. Next one, Amazon's killing it right now. But it's got a lot more volatility in it. But the star search gives me a good reason to be in it or to be out of it. What is driving BRFH? I think that the confidence in the upper management, Jake, that they reelected all of their board members, that's what I think it was. The story came out yesterday. All right. Let's not get political, but who are you voting? Oh, yeah. I'm going to laugh at you on that. Yep. I'm going to laugh at you on that. All right. Be careful with Amazon. It is running, and it's a strong runner. But just be careful. It's a little bit more volatile. Bluebird, I like the play. Not right now, though. I like the play, but not right now. I like the news behind it, the whole 9 yards. It's in the slow lane. It's pinching, though. I would love to see the pinch start breaking to the upside once it gets in the fast lane. I wouldn't buy it now, but I do want you to keep it on your watch list. There's the BRFH. I was just looking at that. Rivian, the story broke the stock through the Bollinger Bands. It came back in today, still in the fast lane, though. I still think I need to dust to settle on this investment by Volkswagen. We talked about the Mag 7 stocks getting a bolster because of volatility. Even with the sideways moving market, this is the one ticker symbol that you can play all the Mag 7 stocks in. It went down below and came back in. It's back in the fast lane again. You need to get someone on the inside of Barfresh. Oh, no. If you're in it, would you get out of Nvidia? That's a good question. I would say yes, but I would have gotten out, let's answer the question. I would have gotten out here when it went into the middle lane. After all this profit right here, I would have taken that off the table. Knowing that I know it was high, knowing that it ran up after the split, that was enough for me to get out. Now, you asked the question, would you still get out of it? If you're still wanting, and I want everybody in here to pay attention to what I'm finna say. Okay? If you're still in it, I'm going to give you your line in the sand to get out, to definitely get out. If it gets into the slow lane, If it gets into the slow lane, you need to be out of Nvidia. If you didn't get out of it when it first went into the middle lane and you know, we got a little bit of a rebound here, it could be getting back in the fast lane, but guess what? Notice that these Bollinger Bands are getting closer together. If you break into the slow lane, I would probably get out of Nvidia. All my Nvidia people in the room, does that make sense? And that was a smart move, Jake. Does that make sense to the question that was just asked? Yes or no? I'm impressing upon you to answer the question because I don't want people to step up and say that I'm not trying to help you with these stocks. I'm trying to make sure that you guys know what the flying flip is going on, because the email that Boston got was like, well, you just take us as fools. That bothers me. That bothers me because I work very hard, not only to bring stocks to you, I work very hard on trying to teach you how to hold on to that stuff. So when I ask those questions, you got to answer, because I don't want people saying that I'm trying to string nobody along. So would you build into Nvidia? No. If I'm not in it right now, I'm waiting for the fast lane. If I am still in it and didn't get out of it, my line in the sand is if it goes into the slow lane. But I'm not going to buy into the stock until I know that it's in the fast lane. All right? Whoever that was obviously wasn't paying attention. I hear that. But sometimes it's the quiet people that you never hear from that the problem stems from. So what's a stop on Nvidia? You know what I would have done? And for me, I had a 10% trail. And then I backed off the 10% trail and monitored it with this star search. It got me out at the right time. But I wouldn't mind a 10% trail, especially if the stock is running. It will get me out 10% from the highest point that it hit. I got out at a 15% stop, says Rowboat, and that's fine. All right. Anywhere up in there, I think you called for, Glenn. I could go with either 15 or 10 by letting the stock run, but nonetheless, I got some kind of stop. All right. Let me get through these stocks. Rivian, Mags. I do like Mags, and I think the volatility on that whole space is a good thing. MU. Oof. Ryan and I looked at this prior to the earnings, and by way of the earnings, we thought that it should beat on both, and it did. It was the forward guidance. You know something? It's staying in the middle lane. Before I get back or if I'm still holding it, let's say you're holding it. Line in the sand would be if it went into the slow lane. Line in the sand would be if it goes into the slow lane. I've been hacked and everyone got shut down. Sorry, Deborah Ann. Understood. I've heard whispers of it dropping to mid-90s this summer, says Curtis. Which stock? Mid-90s. Which stock? If you're still in it, line in the sand, slow lane. I'm not in it right now. I'm waiting. I do look at the RV and RS, still both of them above one. I'd like to see it get back into the fast lane. The forward guidance was line expectations. What does that mean? Was in line. I didn't know that when you say in line, if it was to be in line, then I didn't see anything that said that, and I didn't know what the forward expectations were going to be, that the forward guidance was going to be. All right, so I don't know. This earnings season has earnings taking out knees on some good stocks, but you know something also, Janice, when it comes to that, when I look at the market climate graph, earnings per share on the S&P 500 is still going up exponentially. As a matter of fact, don't worry about the other stocks. I need you to see that. Talking about earnings for the companies, let's go to a market climate graph. And we don't do that much in here either. This is a 1-year look back on that. Where's the S&P? There it is. The 50-day moving average on earnings per share. You see that move up and steadily moving up right there, Janice? Earnings is still kicking it. If earnings is still kicking it, earnings is one of the three major movers of the market. It's earnings, inflation, and interest rates. Inflation, falling. Interest rates, that's where they are compared to a year ago, higher. But inflation is falling. See my correction. Guidance not in. Okay, I got you. Now I got you. Yeah, I thought Levi was going to have good earnings. I got caught with my pants down for that. Wow. I'll laugh at that. All right, let's go back to the viewers. So these are the stocks that made the list today. And again, Bar Fresh Foods, it's a speculative play, but I like what it has going forward. When this stock is up 200,000%, you'll all remember where you heard it first. Keep it on your watch list. Keep it on your watch list. I got nothing in any of this stuff. No, I don't even want to look. I don't want to look at none of that stuff. Let's go straight to your picks. Let's go straight to your picks. Let's go look at ORCL. Strange. You are strange. ORCL. All right. How many likes do we have? 65. So I'll give you 7 stocks. No, it is not up 200,000%. I'm not looking at it. Nope. Not looking at it. AVGO. If that was the case and it was up that much, do you know the people in this wing who've got so much money in it would be over here going, they'd be, no, I'm not looking at XRO. No. Sugarfoot. All right, fine. Oh, EXROF. FF. I guess I'll watch it. EXROF. Comma, that's 3. I'm only going for 7 stocks. IBN, 4. VITL, that's 5. COST, that's 6. Tesla, that's 7. I think that's the 7 stocks we got. We got almost 70 likes, so I give you 7 stocks. All right. Buy 10 Bar Fresh. Someone, I'm not buying it. All right, so those are the stocks I got. Those are the stocks I got. What was the last one I just put in there? Tesla. I do like Yo today. TSM, going down the list. ANF. You guys should be getting all these stocks because I didn't get the likes. But that's all right. CMG. NVO. And I'm only doing it because I said I wanted to look at your ability to get out of these stocks. Right? I did say that. Really, really energy. FTAI, comma, PANW. I am being very nice today. Very freaking nice today. All right. John, that's wrong to put that many stocks in there. So I only took 2. All right. 70 like, no, well, we weren't. I got 8. Never mind. I gave you way more than the likes today. I'm not even trying to hear it. No. Don't even say nothing about how many stocks I put in here today. We got 81 likes, but you got 21 freaking stocks. All right. So I don't want to, the next person that says something about how many stocks I put in and I didn't put in your stock, I'm taking 5 stocks off the list. That means everybody should just sit there and go, shh. Y'all are all here. I need you all here. Shh. Okay. I gave you a lot of stocks. Jazz says, finally, I can hear you. I love your new series on the VV7 lessons, and thank you for that, Bob. That's been a long time coming. Janice says, don't make me stop this car. Bill says, take them off. That's toe up. Bill says, forget them. Take it off. I'm not doing that. All right. So today we're going to look at all of these stocks long-term, a 3-month graph, and we're going to look at them as a way to manage the stocks. No wonder why people call you daddy, said Rob. Damn it. Y'all got Glenn all riled up today. Listen. All right. Now, no more talking. Everybody look. Everybody pay attention. If you're in Abercrombie and Fitch, which was doing a great job, Joey gets on me on how I say it. How are you supposed to say it, Joey? Are you here? How do you say it? Abercrombie and Fitch, right?
Abercrombie and Fitch.
Abercrombie and Fitch. All right.
Finch, not a bird.
Wow. Okay. If you own this probably would have been a good time to get out. Right about here when it closed into when it closed into the middle lane. You see where it is right now, folks? If it closes into the slow lane, you should be out of the stock. All right, it should be out of the stock. All right, I'm looking at it from right now, how you should manage these stocks. Oof. SMCI, I know Amir is probably still in it. The stock is channeling. All right. From here to here. I'm going to take this one off. The stock is channeling. But down here, Amir, when it was in the slow lane, is when I would have gotten out of it. That's when I would have gotten out of it. And I know it went back up, but I'd wait for it to get back into the fast lane before I pull the trigger on it. Right now, it looks like, Amir, you might be good. It might be getting ready to close back in the fast lane again today. Nice open candle, very little wick at the top. Back to a buy. But what is it doing? It's still sitting in the channel. What I'd really like to see is it break out of this level of 972.70. All right, but today may be a good day if you don't have to use your AK. FTAI in the fast lane. Buying pressure. More upside potential. I like it. Don't beat me or John Boston up for an extra chart. Oh, yeah, you know I'm gonna. Oh, you know I'm gonna. Oh, big time. Oh, yeah. I'm going to, can't make believe you can't. Google, bottom left, top right, fast lane. Done deal. So I'm in it, leave it alone. This is where I would have gotten out. You know, this is where I would have gotten out. Take that profit off the table right there. But since then, it's moved sideways and moved back up. Well, back in the fast lane, more confirmation. It's okay to be in it now. All right. Next one, VITL. If it closes in the middle lane, take half off the table. I mean, it had a nice run back here. When it got to the middle lane, I would have probably taken half off. Right now, if it closes in the middle lane, think about taking half off. But it spent some time in the middle lane. I need you guys to understand that when that happens, you should be out of half the trade. Should be out of half the trade. NATP, notice that it only closed in the middle lane once. It got there, but never closed, except for once right there. That's a beautiful looking equity curve though, folks. Good, googly muggly. Ooh, hold on. I like the play. I do like the play. Out of all those days, once in the middle lane with some selling pressure, but look at that rebound. How do you take off a trade? You go Deborah, and when you go into your broker to sell the trade, let's say you own 20 shares of the stock. Instead of selling all 20, you sell 10. That's how you take off half the trade. That's all you take off half the trade. All right. You sell only half of what you fully own. Palo Alto, middle fast lane and moving. Big update on big volume. That wasn't earnings. No, big update on big volume. I like the play. But when it gets into that middle lane, take half off the table. All right. Next one. TSM. I like the space, but not the stock. That would have been a good opportunity to be out of TSM. Take half off the table. Wait for the other to get back to the other half when it gets into the fast lane. It's not in the fast lane. I'd wait. If I don't own it, I wait. If I do own it, only you can make the decision. And that's a long way to get to the slow lane. That's a long way to get into the slow lane. Maybe you sell if it gets lower than the previous day's low. Novo Nordisk, a stock that I like in the GLP-1 space. Half off the table right there. No confirmation of being in the fast lane more than one day. I would have kept my half off the table. I wouldn't want to be in it right now. I'd wait for it to be in the fast lane. I would wait for it to be in the fast lane. Crowd is close to a new high again. My two stocks outside of Palo Alto in the cybersecurity space is CrowdStrike and Zscaler. Palo Alto would be my number 3. Eli Lilly. Gotta love that trade. Fast lane and just, you got a fast lane. Every other place you're going to go fly in a plane, you're going to take a car. Maybe you take a train and you go much far. That's all the words I know as I'm making it up from the top of my head. When you go to sleep at night, the song's going to be in the back of your head. Do, 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 do. How many of you are smiling after what I just said? How many of you are cringing after what I just said? All right, how many of you are type of 1 if that made you smile? Type of 2 that made you cringe. All right, I'm going to look at chat. How many of you did that make you smile? Type of 1. How many of you did that make you cringe? Type of 2. All right, so let's go to the next stock. That was you got a fat AVGO, man. Tough stock to be in right now. Tough stock to be in right now. Bill said cringe. I like that. Neil's dancing. Is there a VV indicator that best relates to that LLY move? To the Lily move? RT. How about when RT went above 1? And that's probably the only one that I've got that shows momentum. It stayed above 1 even throughout all that before it took off. Maybe looking at RT going from below 1 to above 1, showing the stock's in an uptrend. But even after that, it went around a little bit. Hopefully, does that help you, Mike? That's the closest indicator I think that I have. All right. Do I have to have real time to get the Jockey Club? The answer to that, Peter, is yes. Hustle says, literally was smiling when you said, how many of you did that make you smile? There you go. There you go. All right. I like, you know me, I like to bring a little fun to the to my live streams. But watch on Lily, watch the bars getting smaller. Could be showing that the momentum could be drying up a little bit. Just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. Again, AVGO, man, after earnings, great. But man, oh man, I wouldn't be in it right now. And if you're holding it, you know, I'm going to give you a hard line in the sand. If you're holding it right now, I'm going to give you, if it goes below 1564.37, 1564.37, you need to be out of the stock. All right? That's not even in the slow lane, but look at the difference. Look how big the spread is on the Bollinger Bands. I do not want you to wait till you get down to the slow lane. Here, I'm looking at a nice little level of support formed over the last 3 days. If AVGL falls below 1564.37, you should close it. Oh, Costco, after earnings went up nicely. Boom, that would have been half off the table right here. And you know something? I would have took a nice little profit right here, especially if I got in right here. I'm not buying into it right now. If you're still in it, I'm going to give you a hard line in the sand. 841.27. 841.27. That little wick right there is creating a nice little level of support. Look at that all the way back. 841.27 is your hard line in the sand. This is another stock that I do not want you to wait to get into the slow lane. Glenn, you keep us entertained with this edutainment that you do. I tell everyone it's the fastest hour of the day when you go live. Aw. Joey. That was an aw moment. Joe, there you go. Aw moment. Glenn, what are the chart settings for the fast and the slow lanes? How did you do that? I am looking at the star search. Graph layouts, I'm looking at the star search layout. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm looking at the star search layout. All right, let's go to the next stock. IBM, I know nothing about this stock. You know what? What don't I like about this stock? Starts with the word G. What don't I like about this stock? Somebody type it in the room. What don't I like about this stock? Someone told me not to take profit and wait to the end of the year to do so. Is that wrong? I'm trying to keep... Henry, I'm going to always tell you to take profit. I'm going to always tell you to take profit. That's messed up, Bill. Just G. Yeah, I would hate... You know how many people just sit and say, well, I'll just wait to the end of the year only to get into a portfolio that they blow up? All right? Until you get into that. So, no. I'm going to always tell you to take profit. This is a gappy stock. I don't like gappy stocks. I'm not a fan of gappy stocks. It's in the fast lane, though. But as quickly as a stock can gap up is as quickly as a stock can gap down. So just be careful with it. Yes, it's in the fast lane. If you own it, leave it alone. I'm going to give you a hard line in the sand. Right about there. Of 28.50. 28.50. That's the last gap. That's going to be my line in the sand for that stock. They cooked the... Prakash says the Indian companies cook the books. I don't know nothing about that. I ain't getting into that. Now, App Lovin'. I like that it's getting into the fast lane. And you know something? You know what else is going on with it? Look at this. It just broke up through a downtrend. That's not a bad looking... I like that. And it got to be a buy again. I'd wait for more confirmation tomorrow. Both DPOs went positive. I'd wait for more confirmation tomorrow before I went and got on it. What did Mark say? Mark says gapiosity. There he goes. Glenn, to understand better for AVGO, can I buy now and put a stop price at the hard line? Yeah, if you want to, Bashir. AVGO, hard line, can you buy now and put a hard line? Yeah. But right now, look on this, it probably has more propensity to move down. It's your choice. Could you buy now? Number one, I wouldn't buy in a down day. All right, number one, I'm not going to buy in a down day, but if you want to buy now, put your hard line in the sand. You're not giving yourself a lot of room before you get out. Why not wait and give yourself some more, hopefully, upside room? But could you do that? Yeah, the answer to your question is yes. There's the app 11. I am NTAP and AER. Hey, I got you. I like the star search, very easy to follow. I like it because it's visually pretty. Oracle, ooh, strange. I know you like this stock. I'd wait for it to get into the fast lane. Now, there's a positive sign here. All right, look at the last gap. Gaps like to be filled. It never really did that. And strange, if you own it, I'm going to give you a hard line in the sand at 134.21. 134.21. But if anybody's looking to get into it, I'd wait for it to get into the fast lane. But if you own this strange still, I'm going to give you a hard line in the sand of 134.21. Does that make sense, strange? You keep asking me about this. Keep asking me about this. It's in the middle lane. I like today's update, but I'd like to see it in the fast lane. All right. If you buy long but sell short, can you change it to long? I'm not sure I got that. If you buy long but sell short, can you? Yes, so. I'm not sure how to answer that, Deborah. Any thoughts on PCE tomorrow? Nope. I sure not. I don't. I don't. The market's going to do it. I don't. I don't have. And every time I try to have an opinion on what I think one of this reports are going to come out, I get spanked each time. I don't know. People tampered their portfolio too much. Maybe you should try to find, fill, and forget. Yeah, there's searches I can do for that. But you know something? It's tough to do in a sideways market too. CMG. Not for me. You dealt with CMG? Hell no, not me. Not right now. Not right now. After the split, I thought that it was going to keep on moving up since people loved it so much to drive it up to $3,000. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was wrong. Peter says, maybe talking about options, Deborah. I'm not sure what Deborah was asking me. And I apologize for that, Deborah. EXK, silver. Dollar, watch the dollar in regards to gold and silver. The strong dollar, weak on gold and silver. Weak dollar, good for gold and silver. Right now, silver is telling me that it's just moving sideways. It did spend some time in the slow lane. I'm strictly waiting for it to get in the fast lane. Right now, it's not there. If you own it, though, just be careful with it. Tesla, look at that. Ryan's been all over Tesla, getting more bullish on Tesla than I have. But look at that. It's in the fast lane. It's in the fast lane. I'd like to see it take out the 3-month high. It's not that far from it, but it's definitely in the fast lane. You got a fast car. VST ain't the stock for me. It's going down too far. It's not going to make me much money. I'm not feeling Vista right now. I could probably find another energy stock. Energy clean stock. This ain't it. Not right now. Even though it's got an update, that's fine. One day doesn't make a trend. A little sideways move as well. I'm not feeling that stock. Next, woof. Exactly. I am so mad at energy. Energy, you're going into timeout too. I do own Contras tied till August. That's fine, Strange. That's fine. Which level would you get into CMG when it got back into the fast lane, Ramor? When it got back into the fast lane? Someone buys a stock long since you don't own it if you have to sell it short. Then you're not buying, if you're buying a stock long, you own it. If you're buying a stock long, you own it. If you're buying an option where you don't own, can you you have to close out the call option and then put on a put option. So yeah, you can change it, but you got to close out of the trade. All right. Yeah. VEV, not for me. XROF, interesting on XROF. It's starting to move. You know, I'm going to put this on a 1-year graph. XROF, this is a 1-year graph. How often does it stay in the freaking fast lane? Not much. goodness, googly muggly. Yep, I'm mad at your energy, just like I'm mad at Jazz. Energy, you're going to timeout. All right. Energy, you made me put on those two stocks, VEV and XROF. All right. All right, there's your stocks for today. Did everybody feel a bit more comfortable that we did our job in helping you to manage? Not ready for that. I got one other thing to do, remember? In managing your stocks. Was it worth it to come today to learn how to manage some of the stocks that you currently own? Type a yes or a no in the room. That's what today's session was all about. Neil says no. Okay. I want to see if you were in the minority or not, Neil. I want to see if you were in the minority or not. All right. Because if I get a lot of no's, then I got to do a little better in working this around. All right. And it looks like you might have been in the minority. I just want to know. All right. That's fine. One last thing before we go. As you know, we went to New York. I wanted to share some pictures with you. Did want to share some pictures with you. I'm not ready yet, Tori. Why did you do that? All right. Here we go. Here's the group of us. It was 18 of us that went to New York. It was all of education and all of our upper management. Of course, in the front is Linda Royer, the CEO, and Don Payton, the president. But folks, that was a moment right there. That is Times Square. That is the NASDAQ Tower. Congratulating VectorVest on 36 years in business. Trusted by over 1 million investors, now powered by the NASDAQ data. We were in and on a global market space in the Mecca of New York in Times Square. And there's all of us. For those who can't see me, my head was behind Don Payton's head. So, there's all of us. There's all of us educators at the Bull. There's me. There's Ryan. There's Jerry, Ron, our boss. There's Jim Penna, Steve Chappell, and Todd Schaefer. And then there's me and Ryan pulling the horns on the Bull. And then here's me and Ryan at John's. What was it? When we ate our pizza. Me and Ryan really do meld together well. And then there's your dynamic duo right there. Ryan and I in New York, on the streets in New York. All right. So I wanted to share those pictures with you as part of our trip. Why does everybody think we're going public? We ain't going public. We're not going public. And everybody's saying that. We ain't going public. Right? So what are your predictions for Nvidia's share price for I think Nvidia continues to move higher. I think Nvidia is still the hottest stock on the planet. I still think that. Hey, Glenn, did you get to visit your hometown, Brooklyn? I did not, D. It was a short trip. We came in on Monday and went back out on Tuesday. We came in on Monday and went back out on Tuesday. So I just wanted you to see from my perspective some of the pictures that I thought were really, really good. All right, now we can go. I'm only 8 minutes over. Joey can't get too mad at me. How many likes did we get? 91. We didn't get to 100 likes yet. Sorry. That's all right. What is that? Glenn, I'd buy some Viagra. What the flying for? Oh my gosh. Did you get a picture of the hot dog vendor? No, the hot dog vendor did not want to be on camera. The hot dog vendor did not want to be on camera. Did I eat at the New York Steakhouse? I did not. Where is Joey? Joey was back here. Joey did not go on the trip. It was primarily for all of the educators and upper management. That's all who went. That's all who went. All right. Earning review for Nike. What do you think, Glenn? I haven't looked at it, Theory. I may look at it tomorrow. How about that? I don't know when Nike reports. If it reports tonight, sorry about that. No, Ben, we're not going there. We're not going there. All right, let us go. Thank you guys for being here today. Don't forget, tomorrow we have a stock analysis power hour where I look at all your stocks for an hour. No news, no nothing else. It's going to be tomorrow at 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. All right, right here on the channel. Adios, arrivederci. Ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha to all my peeps in Hawaii and all the people who are getting up too much rain. Odabu, bom dia, salam, shalom, namaste, yasu. Till next time.